Welcome back, folks. You're watching Sport Federation TV. Nice to have you with us. We talk about sport in the province, sport in the Cape Town area. We speak to coaches, clubs, administrators, pretty much everything sport-wise. Of course, there's always something going on. If it's not training, then there's an event on the weekend, or especially during the school holidays, we know about that. But, folks, one of the sport codes we speak to on a regular basis, of course, baseball. One of the new sport codes within baseball is Baseball 5. And in studio with me now is the national coach of the South African Junior Baseball 5 coach, but he also heads up Baseball 5 in the Cape Town Baseball Federation. Reece Groenewald. Reece, nice to have you back.
Thanks for having me, JP.
Well, not back, but this is your first time.
Yeah, first time, yeah, but thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks. So, Baseball 5, I mean, I see you wearing the Baseball 5 top there. Just tell us a little bit about that. I think a lot of people don't understand the difference between normal baseball and Baseball 5.
So yeah, I was actually having the conversation with people earlier. So I think a good point to start off with people who are more familiar with maybe cricket. I believe it's the action cricket of baseball, if you want to call it like that. So it's a fast-paced, urban-style game. 5 players on a side, played on a small court, 18 by 18 meters. No equipment used, which is the big thing. Just a rubber ball, which you hit with your hand. There's no
You've
pitcher.
got a sample of the ball.
I do actually.
We've got to show folks the ball.
In my pocket.
So all right, so
over
there we go.
So it's a soft rubber ball. You can squish it and everything.
Yeah.
So that's the biggest difference. There's no gloves, no bats like conventional baseball.
So you don't play this game with a bat?
No.
You play with your hand?
Play with your hand. You take the ball like this and you hit it with your hand to get the game going.
Yeah.
As opposed to your hand is your bat.
Your hand is your bat.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the fielders are all barehanded. There's no gloves, nothing like that. And it's for people who come from conventional baseball, it's quite an adaptation, but it allows for a very quick game. A game where very rarely the attackers start with the ball in hand.
Yeah. How do you get started with this? How do you get started in Baseball 5? I mean, assuming it's probably not mainstream baseball guys who go to there. This is for kids, energetic athletes.
Yeah, so at the moment, our main, I would say, target market are youth, because we believe you get the youth going, then eventually they become seniors, and it goes from there. But yeah, you're right. Generally speaking, it's not your top baseball athletes who come through. We do have a couple, but generally speaking, it's more so those who are either new to baseball or haven't been to baseball at all.
Yeah.
Either completely new to it, and it's a good introduction to baseball, a good developmental tool for baseball, or people who have been playing baseball for a while and either see it as another facet to enhance their game, or it's a challenge to themselves because it's a whole different skill set.
So tell us a little bit about the game, or at least the team itself. How long? Or the game. How long is the game? How many players have you got in the game?
So it's 5 players in the team. It's a gender split. It's a mixed gender sport.
Yeah. What does that mean? Mixed gender.
Mixed gender. So we have boys and girls on the court at the same time.
At the same time.
At the same time.
Okay.
So at any given moment, you have to have a 3-2 split, whether that be 3 boys and 2 girls or 3 girls and 2 boys. There has to be a 3-2 split at all times. So with regards to that, there's 5 players in the field, 5 defenders, 1 hitter at a time. 5 innings. So like conventional baseball, you have your top of your inning and your bottom of your inning, and the attacking team has 3 outs. Once the 3 outs have been made, you switch sides. The team who was attacking goes on defense, and vice versa. The game is incredibly quick. Especially the higher level you get, the game is very quick. A game can be done in anything from 10 minutes to 20 minutes. It can go longer, but the shortest game I've played was about 10 minutes. So it's a very fast, compact game. And like I said, mixed gender allows for a nice combination of strategy and tactics to be blended around how you work around certain situations.
So you guys have had quite a lot of experience though already in this format of baseball. You're competing junior championships. You've been to Africa championships, world championships. It really is growing very, very fast.
Yes, no, absolutely. Especially within the I can say the unconventional communities. So people who don't typically play baseball, they pick the game up very quickly and they enjoy it. So South Africa has been lucky. We've been to 2 senior Baseball 5 World Cups, the first and the second one, 2 senior African championships, 2 junior African championships, and a regional junior championships. So mixed results all across the bag, some good results, some not so great, but overall a lot of international experience, a lot of high-level experience in quite a short period of time, with I believe the potential to grow even more so. If you look across other countries, how quickly it's growing, the pick up and play nature of it, how easy it is, the fact there's no equipment, just the ball, it really lends itself to allowing the sport to grow and let people play.
Yeah. So one of the big draw cards for you guys, if we understand it correctly, is that this is an Olympic sport code.
Yes. Yeah. So the IOC just recently, I believe it was last year, confirmed that Baseball 5 will be at the 2026 Youth Olympics in Dakar, Senegal.
Yeah.
As one of the main feature sports, not just as a display sport.
Yeah.
So the recent Youth African Championships that just took part formed part of qualifiers for that, as well as the upcoming Youth Baseball 5 World Cup formed part of qualifiers. And the IOC, we are still waiting for confirmation, but they are planning to host, as far as I'm aware, Olympic qualifiers in the near future for that next year.
I was lucky enough to come and watch some of your Baseball 5 competition that you recently had at the sports school in January. And what really struck out for me was the strategic play amongst the players, that you had to really think your way through the game, but in a very, very short period of time.
Yeah, it's quite a quick learning and steep learning curve.
Yeah.
Things happen so quickly. That's why when you get to that higher level, the training is so important. That things start to become second nature. You look at certain situations where you can hit the ball, how you make fielding adjustments on the fly.
Yeah.
You're going to win some, you're going to lose some of the decisions you make, unfortunately.
So what do you look for? What do you look for in a player? Looking at Baseball 5 compared to normal baseball is bats, it's hit the ball a mile away, it's a slower, you got more time, it's a 3.5 hour game. Your Baseball 5, I think, is like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
You as a coach, what do you look for from a player perspective?
So one of the big things we're looking for is athleticism, and with regard to that, agility.
Yeah.
So we're looking for quick feet, good hands. If you have a strong throwing arm, that's beneficial, but it's not strictly required. We can help develop that. But the big thing we're looking for is good hand-eye coordination. Quick feet is vitally important, both for the hitting and the defensive side of things. And quick hands as well, especially considering there's no glove.
Yeah.
So it's barehanded, fielding, catching, throwing. Speed is very, very necessary for this game. You need to be quick. It's short bursts of energy, very explosive speed. Not so much endurance, but fitness is also important. It's more of a explosive, high-intensity type of fitness. Mobility and flexibility are key because it's a very high impact. So we're running at full speed and we're stopping very quickly.
Yeah.
So the training is a lot more, I would say, fitness initial. We work on the fitness, try to get people up to that speed so we don't induce injuries.
Yeah.
And then we work on the skill factor. And that where we go to hitting is a lot of repetition. So as opposed to baseball where you now have to prepare, okay, are they going to throw me a fastball or a curveball or anything? You've got the ball in your hand. You know where the ball is going to be. So it's about repetition and knowing your own technique, knowing where you can hit it, where you should hit it.
What comes next for you guys now? What's the next big thing for South African Baseball 5 or even for Cape Town Baseball?
So I'll start with the South African Baseball 5. We have the WBSC Southern African Regional Championships, the senior ones, happening in Maseru in Lesotho, now at the end of this month, on the 30th of May to the 1st of June. That will allow 2 teams to qualify for the African Championships proper. The teams there are Lesotho, the hosts. We will be there, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Botswana. So it's a good opportunity to get some game time in, especially for the countries around us who are fairly new to Baseball 5, for them to get some game time. And a very necessary step for us for the African champs and from the African champs to the World Cup.
Yeah.
From Cape Town, we are busy preparing and working on a league structure that we have. Will be the first of its kind that we've had to get more players introduced to the game and playing on a regular basis, every week, every second week, trying to get them all come down to a centralized location. We play games, we have fun, and we develop this game. And that's our key.
You're talking about the athletes now competing in a southern region Africa competition.
Yes.
When we saw you guys at the sports school, it was Africa competition. How are we doing against? How are we doing as South Africa from a baseball 5 point of view?
So overall, fairly well, I would say. If we take recent results at the Youth African Championships, we finished fourth, which is fourth out of 6 teams, which is slightly disappointing, especially considering the start we had. But we had a very young team, a team that's going to develop with time. Overall, we've had, I would say, fairly good success as a national team, senior and junior. Currently ranked 7th in the world, or 8th in the world, sorry.
Yeah.
I'm currently ranked 8th in the world in baseball 5.
But you've had your fair share as being the Africa champions.
Yes.
So you're already at the top of the game.
Yeah, so on the junior front, we had the Southern African Regional Championships last year in Polokwane, which we won, which was a very good experience, good learning curve for the kids. And then on the senior front, we won the first ever Baseball 5 African Championship back in 2022. Then we finished runners-up last year in 2024 to the African Championship. And also our highest ranking in the World Cup, we finished 7th in the 2022 Baseball 5 World Cup. So good results, places to build on, but very, very good starting point for us to develop from.
Reece, we'll leave it at that. Sounds amazing. We'll, of course, show some pictures and video clips and so on. But, yeah, good luck. Baseball 5 sounds like it's one of the sports that we could literally say is going to be the next big thing.
Yes, hopefully so. Development is key, but we're committed and we're working hard to make sure that this is the sport everyone's talking about in a couple of years' time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Right, folks, there we go. Baseball 5, keep an eye out. It's an Olympic sport code, it's active. We've already had Africa Championships, South African Championships. It's all happening. Keep a lookout for that. That'll be a wrap for us this evening or today, and we will see you again next week, same time, same place. Have a fantastic sporting weekend. Bye-bye.